We're to learning objective 2, costs to include an inventory. Basic question being, whose inventory is it? So to have something in your inventory, you have to control it. And the book gives you definitions of what is control, which has to do with the revenue recognition language. And so the easiest indicator that control has passed is that company has legal title to the asset. And so this brings us to, okay, so who has control of those goods that are all out in the trucks on Route 128? And here's where we get into the sort of the FOB shipping point and the FOB destination. And I always find the pictures helpful here. This is the bakery shop, that would be the retailer. So they've got some inventory, okay? But when they go to count the inventory, they may have more inventory than they can see right in their shop. Because if these goods shipped FOB shipping point from the warehouse are coming towards them, those goods belong in their inventory the minute they leave the loading dock of the warehouse. That's FOB shipping point from the supplier to the retailer. So those goods would be in their inventory. Now, on the other side of the building, if the bakery is shipping out goods to their happy customer, and it's FOB destination, then these goods belong to the bakery and are in their inventory until they reach the loading dock of the customer. So you can have things that you have your inventory count, but then you have to consider that there are things out on the road, inventory items out on the road, that also properly get included in your inventory. The other thing we run into is goods held on consignment, and so you have the consignor, that's the person who owns the inventory, and then you've got the consignee, that's the person who holds, or the company that holds the inventory. So if you look at, say, a company like Norfolk Power Equipment, they've got a whole bunch of tractor loader backhoes and all kinds of beautiful big equipment out there. They don't have any of that in their inventory. If Kubota is the manufacturer, Kubota Corp holds the title to all those goods until they're sold to a third party, to the happy customer. So if you've got goods out on consignment, so that doesn't really work that great with a bakery, but maybe it does, I don't know. But anyway, say they had goods out on consignment somewhere else. They've got a bunch of baked goods that they send out for somebody else to sell for them. Those goods are in their inventory until they're sold to a third party. If the bakery shop is holding items on consignment for someone else, in other words, they've got goods in their shop that they're holding on consignment for another company, those goods are never in the bakery's inventory. They stay with the consignor until they're sold to a third party. And actually, this illustration helps. I'm going to change this green box to blue. Let me just do that because that should be in the inventory too. We have to change this. This gives you sort of here's your storeroom or warehouse of the retailer. And all these goods are there, so the auditor or they can go in and count them all and say, yeah, that's our inventory. But then they also have to consider, yeah, here's the truck coming in, FOB shipping point from supplier. That's our inventory. Here's the box being shipped to a customer. That's our inventory, so that gets counted. Then this yellow box, that is the yellow box. It's held on consignment for another company. That's not in our inventory, okay? That's still in the consignor's inventory. And then we also have to look around and find any goods that we have out on consignment, our company has out on consignment, and those would be included in our inventory. So you can either look at it in pictures, or maybe this would be helpful. You start out with the goods that you can actually count. You can see them there. You add any goods shipped by the supplier, FOB shipping point. You add any goods being shipped from us to our customers, FOB destination, plus goods we've got out on consignment, plus any goods we're holding on consignment. So however it works for you, you kind of have to figure out who owns the inventory and what's in our inventory. Okay, so that's sort of who owns the inventory. And I'll go on to the special sales agreements and others in another video.